The M-84 is a Yugoslav third-generation main battle tank, a variant of the Soviet T-72. The M-84 is in service in Serbia, Kuwait, Croatia, Slovenia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Development and production M-1 The M-84 is based on the Soviet T-72 but with several modifications, including a domestic fire control system, improved composite armor, and a 1,000 horsepower engine. The M-84 entered service with the Yugoslav People's Army in 1984. The improved M-84A version entered service a few years later. There were about 240 Yugoslav factories which directly participated in the production of the M-84 and about 1,000 others which participated indirectly. The main factories were: the latest Serbian version of the M-84 is the M-84AS, unveiled in 2004. It features a new fire control system, Contact 5 ERA armor, AT-11 sniper anti-tank missiles, Argava 2 thermal sight, and the Shtura defensive suite. It is very similar to the Russian T-90S, both in appearance and in capability. About 150 M-84 tanks were exported to Kuwait. The disintegration of Yugoslavia in the 1990s prevented further exports of the M-84. Designate 2-1/4 equals armament 2-1/4 equals, the M-84A is armed with a 125 mm smoothbore cannon. The gas cylinder positioned in the middle of the barrel is shielded with a thermal coating that minimizes deformation of the barrel from high temperatures and ensures it is cooled at the same rate during rapid firing. The M-84 uses an automatic loader, which enables it to sustain a firing rate of 8 rounds per minute. The cannon's ammunition is stowed underneath the turret within the hull of the tank. This concept was inherited from the original Soviet design for T-72 and is both a strength and weakness of the tank. While the lower hull beneath the turret is one of the least likely places to be hit and penetrated by anti-tank rounds or mines, it also means that in the event of penetration and secondary detonation of the ammunition, the crew and tank are unlikely to survive the resulting catastrophic explosion. This weakness was exploited by Croatian soldiers in the Croatian War of Independence to the detriment of the Yugoslav People's Army's tank crews. In later stages of the conflict, losses were reduced by adjusting and improving tactics. Along with its primary armament, the M-84 is also armed with one 7.62 mm coaxial machine gun, and one 12.7 mm anti-aircraft gun mounted on the commander's turret. All versions of the M-84 have a crew of 3. The commander sits on the right side of the turret, the gunner on the left, and the driver sits centrally at the front end of the vehicle. Like most Soviet-derived vehicles, the M-84 series of tanks do not have a manual loader, due to the tank's autoloader system. Protection 2-1/4 equals, the basic tank has a cast steel turret with maximal thickness of 410 mm. Later in the M-84A version a segment out of a non-metal, most likely granite of quartz was sandwiched between layers of steel. The glacis uses laminate armor, glass and plastic resin between 2 steel plates. In the A version an 16 mm steel plate was welded on the glacis. Total armor protection ranges between 550 mm-650 mm for the glacis and 560 mm-700 mm for the turret. During the wars in Yugoslavia the M-84's frontal armor proved very effective against any type of AT threat. Side or rear hits often result in a catastrophic ammo explosion. 12 smoke grenades are positioned in front of the turret in banks of 5 and 7 grenades. Night vision and gunner's sight are positioned on the top right side of the turret. The M-84 has a searchlight used in short-range combat situations. The M-84 tank has nuclear, biological and chemical protection capabilities. Mobility 2-1/4 equals, the base M-84 engine is a 12-cylinder water-cooled V46-6 diesel engine, rated at 574 kilowatts. The improved M-84A has a more powerful, V46TK 735 kilowatts engine. With maximum fuel capacity the tank's range is 450 kilometers, and with external fuel tanks, this range can be extended to 650 kilometers. The Croatian-made variants have enhanced powerplants. The M-84A4 Sniper model has a German-built 820 kW engine, while the M-84D has an 895 kW engine, the most powerful of all M-84 variants. The M-84D also has greater fuel capacity. The tank can ford 1.2 meters of water at any time, or up to 5 meters with a snorkel. Variants K2 M-84, the initial version based on the Soviet T-72M and produced between 1984 and 1987. Less than 150 units manufactured. M-84A, an upgraded version similar to the Soviet T-72M1 but with a significantly more powerful engine and additional armor plating. It comes with the new SUV M-84 computerized fire control system, including the DNNS2 gunner's day-night sight, with independent stabilization in 2 planes and integral laser rangefinder. It also comes with the TNP-160 periscope, TNP-A65 auxiliary periscope, and DNKS2 day-night commander's periscopes, as well as the TNP-0168V driver's periscope. Produced between 1988 and 1991, closely analogous to the M-84AB. Roughly 450 vehicles manufactured including the M-84AB. M-84AB, Kuwaiti version of the M-84A. Additionally, the M-84AB is fitted with new communication and intercom systems. The Kuwaiti 35th Ashade Armored Brigade, armed with several dozen M-84ABs, took part in Operation Desert Storm. During the fighting, only 2 M-84ABs were lost, but both were later recovered. Kuwait originally ordered over 200 tanks but received only 150 before the breakup of Yugoslavia and the resulting end of production. M-84ABN, the M-84AB fitted with land navigation equipment. M-84ABK command tank, the M-84AB fitted with extensive communication equipment, land navigation equipment, and a generator for the command role. M-84A4 Sniper, this version includes the all-new SCS-84 day-night sight, DBR-84 ballistic computer and improved elevation and traverse sensors. Croatia purchased around 40 of these models from 1996 till 2003 from its domestic factory. As rumored, these tanks have a different engine of German origin, rated at 1,100 horsepower instead of the 1,000 horsepower powerplant originally installed, but this information has never been officially confirmed. A Racal communications suite also replaced the older communication set. As of 2008, the entire Croatian M-84 tank fleet was upgraded to the M-84A4 standard. M-84AI Armored Recovery Vehicle. During the mid-1990s, Kuwait requested an armored recovery vehicle variant of the M-84A tank as part of the deal to buy a large batch of M-84A tanks. The vehicle had to be developed in very short time, so it was decided that it should be based on an already working foreign vehicle rather than designed and built independently. The Polish WTZ-3 license was bought and Polish parts were used in the M-84AI project completed in the factory October 14 in Krujevac. There was also a plan for M-84ABI for Kuwait, but this idea failed. It is armed only with a 12.7 mm machine gun fitted to the commander's hatch and 12 smoke grenade mortars. Standard equipment includes a TD-50 crane, front-mounted stabilizing dozer blade, main and secondary winches. M-84AS, this is the latest upgrade package of the M-84A in the Serbian Army. Adding a new fire control system, new armor consisting of cylindrical pad, high-hardness steel, titanium, aluminum, and NERA as well as modular contact 5 armor, new AT-11 sniper and Argava 2 thermal sights, and the Stra defense suite. The first public appearance of the M-84AS was in July 2004 at the Nikonchi military base. It appeared to be very similar to the Russian T-90S, both in appearance and in capability. The differences reportedly consist of better armor on the T-90S, whereas the M-84AS has superior maneuverability. The M-84AS was also tested by Kuwaiti Army as part of an international tender, but a bid by a Turkish company was selected instead. It can also survive multiple hits at relatively close ranges from ATGMs or other hits from tanks. New thermal imaging cameras were mounted for the commander and driver so that the tank can operate at night. It is fitted with a 125mm 2A46M smoothbore gun and a 1,200 horsepower diesel engine giving a maximum speed of 72 km per hour. In addition, there were a number of undisclosed Arab countries that are interested in the purchase of the M-84AS. M-84D, this variant brings existing M-84 variants to the M-84D standard, equipped with a new 1,200 horsepower engine and newer RAKERA armor. The M-84D is equipped with the Rafael, Samson remote-controlled weapon station, and a new Amiga ballistic computer. M-84A4 and M-84D have an operational range of 700 km and a maximum speed of 65 km/h. The M-84D has also a 15% faster autoloader, meaning 9 shells per minute instead of 8 shells per minute. The M-84D is a second version of the upgraded tanks. It has also chains on the back of the tank to protect the engine and has SLAT armor around the ammunition to prevent an ATG or a shell from hitting it. M-84D received few additional upgrades. Turret basket was added to provide extra space for extra ammunition and to provide increased armor protection. Turret basket has additional slat armor, which adds additional armor to the exterior of the tank. M-84D and M-84A4 are to receive 12.7mm Kongsberg Protector remote weapon stations which are to be integrated onto all M-84D and M-84A4 tanks. M-84D will also feature LIRD-4B, laser irradiation detector and Warner and LAHAT anti-tank missiles. There is a potential for integration of Swiss 120mm compact gun developed by a UAG. This option is being now seriously considered as this would allow Croatia to use NATO 120M standard ammunition. 120mm a UAG compact gun is a preferred option over German Rheinmetall L44 120mm cannon, which is more expensive and would require German support, whereas a UAG will provide technical know-how and technology transfer to Euro-Akovia Specijalna DD. Only 2 Croatian tanks have been upgraded to this standard due to budgetary restraints. Operational Historic 2 1/4 equals Desert STORMC 2 1/4 equals. Prior to the Gulf War, Kuwait ordered 170 M-84ABs, 15 M-84ABI-ARVs and 15 M-84ABK command tanks, from Yugoslavia. 4 M-84A tanks were delivered, however the Iraqi army soon captured them after the occupation. Further deliveries were stopped for the duration of the war. The Kuwaiti 35th Al-Shahid Armored Brigade was equipped with 70 M-84s. During the retaking of the country, the 35th Brigade did not directly take part in battles with Iraqi tanks because of the M-84's unlikeliness to Iraqi T-72/Assad Babels. The M-84 was however very effective against T-62s and T-55s, but some unconfirmed reports claim that a few of them were damaged, but recovered and repaired. Yugoslav WARSC 2 1/4 equals. Slovenia 2 1/4. During the 10-day war, the Yugoslav People's Army attempted to regain control over border crossings, airports and other strategic positions in Slovenia. The Slovenian territorial defense had no armored units of its own and JNA M-84s were commonly used to break through barricades. The JNA lost some 20 M-84s to insurgent tactics. Slovenia inherited all the M-84s within its territory, once the ceasefire and Slovenia's independence was accepted. Croatia 2 1/4. The M-84 saw action in the Battle of Vukovar, where the JNA and Serbian forces deployed large columns of main battle tanks in urban areas without the adequate support of the infantry. Tanks and APCs found themselves extremely exposed and suffered significant losses mainly to RPGs. It was noted by anti-tank crews that the M-84s were extremely durable in comparison to other vehicles fielded by the JNA. One account from a team in the Battle of Vukovar noted that a single M-84 took 5 rounds from various launchers and direction with a 6th only knocking out its engine, forcing its crew to bail out. its main gun being destroyed by a Lucky AT shot from an RPG-7. Bosniak II 1/4. During the Bosnian War, M-84s saw little action. The mainstay of all three warring parties was the T-55. At the beginning of war, JNA units located in Bosnia and Herzegovina had passed their equipment to the Army of Republika Srpska. The VRS had several dozen M-84s, with the Army of Bosnia and Herzegovina managing to capture only 3 M-84s. A number of M-84 tanks were used during the siege of Sarajevo, as well during smaller localized conflicts. The number of M-84 tanks destroyed during the Bosnian War is unknown. Operatorsk II 1/4 equals current Operatorsk II 1/4 equals Bosnian Army is equipped with 16 M-84 MBTs. In 2008, at least 50 operational tanks were withdrawn from active service due to financial reasons. Croatian Army is equipped with 75 M-84A4 Sniper MBTs. Awaiting further upgrades. Kuwaiti Army is equipped with 149 M-84AB MBTs in M-84AB, M-84ABK and M-84ABN versions bought prior to Operation Desert Storm from Yugoslavia. 35th Shade Armored Brigade equipped with 70 M-84s. Serbia, the Serbian Army operates 212 M-84s and M-84As. 15th Tank Battalion, 26th Tank Battalion, 36th Tank Battalion, 46th Tank Battalion. Slovenia. The Slovenian Army has 54 M-84 tanks in its fleet. Most of them were modernized to the M-84A4 Sniper standard, but only 13 remain fully operational. Track Combat Vehicles Center equipped with 13 M-84 tanks. Former Operatorsk II 1/4 equals Yugoslavia. The Yugoslav People's Army operated about 450 M-84s in M-84 and M-84A versions. The M-84 was intended to fully replace the T-34, M4 Sherman and M47 Patton tanks then held in storage, as well as some of the older T-55 units. Most JNA tanks were passed to the successor state, FR Yugoslavia, while a number was also captured by Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Slovenia in the war. 1st Armored Brigade of 14th Corps at Vojnica, 4th Armored Brigade of 10th Corps at Jastrebarsko, 211th Armored Brigade of 21st Corps at Nia, 252nd Armored Brigade of 37th Corps at Kraljevo, 329th Armored Brigade of 5th Corps at Banja Luka, 51st Armored Brigade of 24th Corps at Parna Evo, 243rd Armored Brigade of 41st Corps from Skopje, 265th Armored Brigade of 32nd Corps at Vera 3/4 Din. Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, Yugoslav Army, 252nd Armored Brigade of Kragujevac Corps, 211th Armored Brigade of Nia Corps. Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, 1st M-84 tanks operated by Army of the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina were captured in 1992 near Doboj. 1st Tuzanska Brigade, operated 3 M-84s. Republika Srpska, the Army of Republika Srpska operated about 65 M-84s. Since the VRS was integrated into the armed forces of Bosnia-Herzegovina, the fate of the remaining M-84s is unknown. 101st Armored Brigade at Banja Luka operated about 65 M-84s. Republic of Serbian Krajina, military of Serbian Krajina was equipped with some 31 M-84s. 2nd Armored Brigade operated 31 M-84s. Siorsk II 1/4. Related developments, T-72.91 Twiddy, M-84AS, M-95 Degman, designation sequence, T-72, M-84, Viha, M-84D, M-95 Degman and M-84AS. Reference II 1/4. External LINKSC II 1/4 article on the M-84AB1, M-84 at the FAS. Dward Angstrom Oteria. $300 million deal for Juro Jagovic. Nacional. Archived from the original on July 25, 2012. Retrieved July 25, 2012. a Euro-Kuwait deal with Croatia to update M-84 to M-84D.